What if I told you that somewhere along a quiet coastline, dinosaurs left footprints that shouldn't exist? Footprints that sat hidden for over 130 million years. Footprints that challenge everything we know and everything we thought we knew about where dinosaurs lived and when. Today, we're diving into one of the most fascinating recent dinosaur discoveries in paleontology, a discovery that doesn't come from bones, but from tracks in the sand. Hey guys, welcome back to the Prehistoric Life podcast. I'm your host, Eric Crawford, and today we're diving in to a very spectacular dinosaur discovery. It's not recent. I'm pretty sure it was back in 2025. If I'm not mistaken. It was announced in April of 2026. I'll go over all of it. So today we're actually going to be discussing a group of South African trace fossils that were found. To understand why this discovery matters, we need to go back way back. South Africa is one of the most important fossil regions in the world. For decades, scientists have uncovered dinosaur bones and footprints across the area known as the Karoo Basin. But then something strange happened in the fossil record. Around 182 million years ago, massive volcanic eruptions flooded the region with lava. Entire ecosystems were buried, landscapes were reshaped. And after that, the fossil record goes quiet. There's not much. For millions of years, there's almost no evidence of dinosaurs in the region. It's as if they just vanished right after this mass volcanism, which isn't an uncommon phenomenon. Mass volcanism in an area usually does isolated extinction of that area. So now fast forward to 2025, a team of scientists is walking along the coast near Kanshina in South Africa's Western Cape. They aren't expecting anything groundbreaking. In fact, they're just checking a small patch of exposed rock barely 40 meters long. Most of the time, it's covered by water. They're hoping to maybe find a tooth, something small. Instead, they find tracks. Not just one, not just a few, but more than 24 dinosaur footprints pressed into ancient sediment. And these aren't just any tracks. They date back 132 million years, making them the youngest dinosaur tracks ever found in South Africa. That's about 50 million years younger than what scientists thought was possible in the region. So the entire premise is this volcanic extinction event, minor extinction event, wiped everything out for what we knew. But then we found this trackway, and then we're kind of questioning it. But how cool would it be to go see a trackway like this in real life? Huge shout out to today's sponsor, Dinosaur Trips. If you enjoy these majestic creatures I talk about here on the podcast and would like to go see them for yourself, I would heavily recommend Dinosaur Trips. Dinosaur Trips is a company created to give people a behind-the-scenes in-look on museums and dig sites, along with just having an amazing time looking at these amazing, fabulous, majestic creatures. So if you sound interested, go to www.dinosaurtrips.com and tell them Prehistoric Life sent you and get $250 off your tickets. Now, back to the show. This discovery completely rewrites the timeline. Before this, scientists believed that after those massive volcanic eruptions, dinosaurs either disappeared from the region or simply left no trace behind. But these tracks tell a different story. Dinosaurs didn't vanish. They were still there. They walked, still walking, still thriving. And here's the really wild part. All of these tracks were found in a tiny area that suggests something important. Dinosaurs weren't just passing through. They were likely common in the region. It wasn't a dead zone. It was a living ecosystem. This area that they thought was just volcanic Fallout 4 glowing sea wasteland, over exaggeration, but it gets the point across. They uncovered these tracks that show that they come through here often, which is amazing. So what kind of dinosaurs made these footprints? Scientists believe they likely came from a mix of species: theropods, the meat eaters, fast, three-toed hunters, that things, possible ornithopods, smaller plant eaters, and maybe even sauropods, the massive long-necked giants. These animals would have walked across soft ground, possibly a riverbed or coastal plain, leaving impressions in wet sediment that later hardened into stone. Today, that same ground is part of a shoreline covered by the ocean twice a day, which means these ancient footprints are literally being revealed and hidden by the tides. So, I mean, just thinking about the logistics of that, because for those of you who came to Prehistoric Live, we had Dr. Jake from Australia, and they talked about a fossil site that they had to shut down because it would flood constantly during the day, and you could only go during certain hours and certain tides and yada yada. This seems like another situation like that, but they found these footprints here, which is amazing because it actually just unveils so much more. Here's something people often overlook. Footprints can be more valuable than bones. Bones tell us what a dinosaur looks like, which is very important. Very cool. It gives us the visual creation of these amazing, majestic beasts. But tracks, they tell us what a dinosaur did. From footprints, scientists can estimate how fast the dinosaur was moving, whether it was walking or running, if it was alone or part of a group, even how it distributes its weight. You get to see the actual living creation, like living ecosystem of these creatures. Fossils, like bone fossils, are awesome. Don't get me wrong, I love them. But it's very rare that you get two next to each other that are actually doing anything other than scavenging, if that's even the extent. But in some cases, trackways can show herd behavior or even hints of predator-prey interactions. So when scientists find a site with dozens of tracks, they're not just finding fossils, they're finding a moment in time. They're finding these creatures' actual movements, how they moved, how they disturbed the ecosystem they were in, how they interacted with each other directly, other than the very, very rare pathologies. But, you know, we got to show love to those actual fossils too. If you follow my account, you probably like dinosaurs, fossils, in the prehistoric world. And if you have ever shopped for fossils, you'll see that a lot of them have some very high prices, rightfully so, because they are usually one-of-a-type specimen. Then you go look for casts, and you see a lot of these low-quality casts going around, so you just don't know what to do. You either have to buy something super expensive or something super low quality. Enter dinosaur skeletons. Dinosaur Skeletons specializes in creating museum-quality replicas of prehistoric life and is renowned for its highly detailed reconstructions. Founded by a professional paleo artist with over a decade of experience in the collectibles industry, they are dedicated to providing enthusiasts, collectors, and institutions with the opportunity to own magnificent, lifelike prehistoric replicas. Each creation is crafted with exceptional care and attention to detail. This means They are highly accurate to their source material, super high quality, and museum grade level quality. This is probably the closest you could get to bringing home a museum exhibit. They're also fairly affordable for the accuracy and quality put into it, which also means they make great gifts for birthdays and holidays for that collector or dinosaur enthusiast you know. So go check out Dinosaur Skeletons and get your cast today. But getting back to these amazing trace fossils that were found, this discovery highlights something bigger happening in paleontology right now. The field is changing. It's no longer just about finding the biggest dinosaur or the most complete skeleton. It's about understanding ecosystems, behaviors, environments, and sometimes the biggest breakthroughs don't come from giant skeletons buried in rocks. Though we love those, they can come from something as simple as a footprint in the sand. It's really amazing to watch to be in the golden age of paleontology, where it is so readily possible that we have companies that just allow you to go do it for a hobby, as just a hobby, which is amazing and beautiful. But these discoveries make everything just so much better, just make it beautiful. But somewhere along a quiet coastline in South Africa, the tide comes in, the water rises, and for a while, the footprints disappear again. And they're still there, waiting, a reminder that the past isn't gone, it's just hidden, until we know what we're looking for. I hope you all enjoyed this episode. I'm your host, Eric Crawford. Remember to like and subscribe. This has been the Prehistoric Life Podcast. Remember, keep it prehistoric. Bye.